melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, the left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies just a must. They not just no moms, but also no posse. Spola, worshiping pedophiles. Wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system, irrigation, and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released from prison with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, tones, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? Where we should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the golem, bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Nah, bro. Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive. What's up? I do it dance for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide down. Blue sky but high ground. My crown slash helmet. It's for my aircraft stealth spit. Tabby tied down, don't even seat belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked, it caused my hand, I dealt it. Felt it vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. The bust all on some ice and some velvet shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars, you's a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly, though haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the silver hand, but we're Hiller man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Tuttle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow, I set standards. To catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated, well I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dating space ace to y'all. Buster stuck in the cage, face off. After it shaped the state, use a fake, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme back. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, spray the adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel of a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carol lies what your fans get. Your worlds and pearls what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the clock. This shit's hot. Closer than his own
niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people and old people too, mostly black people. I'm talking to you.
Sure. Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah. I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the shine spot. Third eye gang shit flops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox.
I ate it all, goddamn. Until I choose not to.
I got a stroke on you, Bill.
All that Muslim shit.
The truth was some rules. Some of our folks are still dumb. Death and blind to the fact that love, we gon' have this real show. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, placate or rage. This is played out. Rules of a dying society.
Oh, I'm gonna do me first. Yeah. Dev, oh, Lance, what's going on, beloved society fans? You still got the goofy agents, subscribe, unsubscribe, or children, whatever. I would like to see them. I would like to see them get their minds in their head, or whatever you want to call it, the kabasa, whatever. I would like them to see them get themselves together. No hate.
Whether your word is bound or whack, here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau.
They're so funny.
Whether earth is brown or black.
Poor children.
We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech.
I guarantee you, probably hell. I guarantee you a 1,000,000% I'll be better at grandpa than any of their grandpas. If they know it. Guaranteed. Camp, hike, everything. Have a good time. Focus on girls. Eating the diet that can correct some things. Absolutely, you know. I was going bald right here, right? Up here. You know, my hair's different grade. I can do things. And it was, it was skin. Like, about that big, right? After I cut my dreads out, it was thin. Real thin. And then, after like 4 or 5 months, and y'all didn't notice, like, you know, it was bald. Hair is back. About that long. But, you know, it's back, man. It's back. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I might even get some dreads again. No chemicals, no nothing. I irritate my skin. You know, they say Himalayan being salt might be blood. Nigga, the earth bleeds. Anyway, I use that as an agitator with an egg yolk, right? You know what's in the egg yolk, right? A little bit of white's there. And I let it dry on my scalp for like 2-3 days. And I do that once a week. I don't say nothing. I just go on and get my little Himalayan and I put it on my head. You don't want nobody knowing, you know what I'm saying? And then before I shower, I have this little stuff. It's like shea. It's a plant that don't grow here. Anyway, I put that on and I leave it on for 25 minutes before I shower. I'm not in no competition. My voice so deep and I can hear myself. Anyway, and I shower that off. And then after that, after the shower, I put about 2 pea-sized things of castor oil and I rub it in. Rub it in. Now, I haven't been on it. I'm supposed to do it every other day. I've been doing it once a week. Now, imagine if I was doing it every other day. I'm gonna be walking around here with a bouffant. Like, it's not about that. Like I said, for a long time, half my life, I walked around with a bald head. So, you know, and most people like my head bald. So, you know. But I know it was genetic because my family on both sides has a history of different textures of hair, head full of hair. This is what's going on for the last 30, 40 years, y'all. I don't care what people think or believe. And they know what they're doing because they're killing up people, experimenting, not with just animals, but living beings. Okay? I mean, you can correct a lot of things. Now, when I get that built up and we get our little kitchen thing going, it'll be on and cracking, growing our own stuff as we tilling the soil as we're supposed to. You dig what I'm saying? You come around me talking about, let's go in that restaurant. There's only one place that I eat pizza at around here. Only one. And even that's becoming very... Get what I'm saying? No goofy ass Illuminati shit, all right? And Illuminati's real, motherfuckers. I don't speak on them because they ain't my business. I don't give a flying F, all right?
It hurt, I cried, this kid that it tried to eclipse my soul, bounce back from it, and I said I'm done with being the sacrificial lamb, that jungle I run.
So we're going to read a little bit of Claudio Naselli's, I think 10th chapter, and then we're going to get right into this new book. I got to read some of it too. I was up reading last night, this morning. Hey, look, man. Hey, man. Hey, I got to read it to him. Dude took his time. Now, you know, pale skins, nothing to my light-skinned brothers and sisters here, but pale skins, when they get to write and tell stories, is from still, in its ignorance, still from a fake white superiority crayon color ideology. They can't accept nothing else because you'll look at deplorably and they haven't achieved shit, but they can't see what your ancestors achieved because a small handful is running around like idiots, and the racist, Zionist, stupid-ass media that y'all still like to listen to is pushing the narrative. It's keeping people stuck in a certain place and not paying attention to all the great things our people are still doing it and creating and inventing. Anybody want to challenge me that's come over here, this, what they call it? You know what I've learned about some of these people that come up through the channel? They are so unreal, unalive, that they can't even function properly. Now, I didn't do that. We didn't do that. That's the enemy's doing. But they can't even sit still and then research. A lot of people can't research. They're too lazy to do research. They are. And then it bothers them, especially those who actually know. I had a couple of people who hit me up in the messages, right? They said, okay, went, saw it, okay, you're right. You're the Indian. India, man, get out of here with that Indian shit. Stop being so platonic with these new narratives. Well, I thought you can't think when you're not listening. I used to tell them autochthonous. It's like saying ab to be the original of the bone, like whatever means ab in origin, the beginning. We're the original. It don't matter how you feel, how you think, whatever else, what you've been lied to, what you miss, what you don't see. We're the original. Bottom line. You're a tether cut from the cloth. It don't matter how you feel about it. They didn't even respond. I don't care about my come over. I don't care about how I approach or address something. I'm gonna do it this way. See, that's buying into that pronoun, L, A, B, C, D, E, I, G, whatever, the goofy stuff. No. And if I don't parlay with that and you can't handle it, keep your little goofy ass in UK or Arab land, cutting off heads, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got time with stupidity, waiting for some fake ass 42 virgin. Yeah, all the way around. And that's another thing. Somebody says, how can you be with the I respect Islam for those who actually practice it in its purity than I do anybody else, because Christians, you're full of shit. And all them other Muslim religions that beat themselves and all that, that ain't got nothing to do with Islam. That's concert. That is what do you say? That is still paganism involved with the Quran. That stuff, Sharia, all that goofy stuff. If they ain't nothing around, you're all right based on what you call it, to go and have sex with an animal. None of that is okay. That is by the ones who created the religion. And then people get all upset. Please. If you got to do the things you're doing, that shows based on the ideology and being reared in it, that you have no ties to humanity, nor to man or womankind, that you are deplorable underneath and beneath, that you don't exist as you should walking the earth in subtleness and humbleness and meekness, and knowing when the time is called, but nobody is a true leader, so therefore, ergo, you follow the bastards of civilization become more of a citizen, whether in religion or what other dichotomy. When you cut yourself from that, you don't become perverse in it. So all the things you see going on are it's the hypocrisy living in the flesh. That's what the fucking issue is. So yes, I still respect Islam more than anything. Not the religion, the lifestyle. It is closer to our ancestors, not the fake Hebrews, not the Jews, because they are cut far from how we live. We didn't worship shit. So again, now to get down and prostrate 5 times a day, give thanks and go beat your wife, is that Quran? Is that Islam? First of all, Islam is not really, the Quran is something separate. It's like the Bible, a guidebook on how to live. The Torah, a guidebook how to live. The Talmud is a perversion created in the 19th century. Nobody wants to accept the reality because they like their perversions. So there you go. There's an answer. Oh. It's not a minute. Hell, it ain't even 5 seconds, so they better not try to, you know. Do you know that a real pale-skinned blooded American, melanated blooded American wouldn't be censoring shit? And it's not because it benefits the people and saves their ears to stave off negative things. Hey, Bummer. They do it because, and most people don't think this way, they do it because they want to control what's coming out. So you know it's the enemy. You know it has everything to do with ADL and APAC and a few other organizations. But nobody can see past that because they want to argue, fight, they want to cry, boo-hoo-hoo, wah-wah-wah. No. A real true-blooded American, he's a big one, wouldn't censor nothing. Well, you wouldn't allow blood and gore. It's not gore TV. That's just stupid. But seriously, wouldn't censor nothing. You know, you got TikTok. They got some of the dumbest individuals out between New York and California, liberal, fake Jew bastards, right? Lemon 8 and all that. And they think that, oh, nobody knows what we're doing. We're sitting here. We're going to complain. They have no clue what's coming in the end. I really don't care. I had a dream. I may expand on it, expunge on it a little bit, but we'll see when we get there. It's a good one, too. I don't mean it's good, but it's a good one. And I just hope I don't have it no more. They have their seers, they so-called seers and stuff. From old stuff that's frozen, so you know what I mean?
From the book of Ra, it was all those even after you took all praise is due. 21 guns to
loosen up, get a little spin on it.
I track actors, I track trappers down, place the crown upon my head, spread my share monks, the dead backpackers, bring the royal back to life, back to reality. It's all about reality, not about a salary.
I'm gonna hook up some Spanish chicken, no rice, no pig. I ain't got no coconut milk. Anyway, and some taters. Got to cut a little container and cut up the taters, get them in some vinegar and salt and water like a little brine, and get it ready for this afternoon. Oh, I make the best damn chicken. My ex-wife will tell you, chicken, these chicken wings are legit, all right? But anyway, right? Chicken, steak, lamb, fish. My grandma would come all the way from up north. We know the north and south thing. All the way down south, just to see if I'm cooking fried catfish nuggets and gator tail. I know how to cook all the other stuff, but I won't eat those because, you know, possums only live 3 to 4 years, and they're so clean. They are really, really clean. Raccoon, if you eat a raccoon, something really is beyond morbid with you. You sick. You belong to Gog, Magog, and yeah. For real. If you're eating raw meat, our people are the only people that don't eat raw meat, man. We're the only ones who don't eat raw meat. And if you have, you probably, yeah. I'm not gonna get into that. Somebody else can get into that. But yeah, we don't eat raw meat, man. Most of our diets between the the early 1900s up into the late 60s and early 70s was mostly vegetables and fruits. Meat in there, but mostly. But I should know, y'all should know, if you went to the family reunions and the barbecues and the cookouts, we had our carbs in there, absolutely. But it was different. The water wasn't toxic. We didn't have all these PFASs. Tupperware wasn't out. We didn't have this fake ass non-skid shit in the skillet. All this stuff they pushed that was made for some fake ass spacecraft. Everything. That was because they knew that they were going to get to a certain point when the baby boomers were dying off, and the what you call generation, the Aquarius generation, would fuck us over. Y'all should know that. How come y'all couldn't see it? Yep. And X generation, they're saying that's the end. You would think Z, right? You got millennials, how they go back from X. People aren't paying attention because people want to always have this ideology, this quantum of thinking they know with false perspectives, and that stuff y'all should really leave alone. You shouldn't even, what do I say about this? You shouldn't be adding stuff to it when you can't even figure out the stuff that you got in here that's passed down in your blood. And that's why they pervert it to create confusion and cause you not to be here long enough, you know? Anybody that puts gold and silver on your existence is a fucking retard. And I know y'all want to still look at outer space and all that other stuff. I know people are still caught up and conflicted and boxed and this, that, and that. Who cares? You can still hold a conversation. You can still deliberate on these things, and you can still be responsible, self-responsible. You don't have to legitimize the things that have no meaning, except for what they try to establish to keep you docketed in this bowl of confusion and chaos. You feed that energy. What I say about batteries, who you are, da da da. All right? Gotta know better. I'm not into being punctual anymore either, so. Good gracious. It's real sour, man. This is dandelion root, right? With cinnamon bark, but I also put a couple little things in there, oregano, because it's good to do oregano oil, but not all the time. Every 3 or 4 days, oregano oil is all right. It's just for about probably a couple of weeks, a week or two. Then chill. Eat you a couple of slices of pineapple. Chew you a clove after your heaviest meal, maybe 2 cloves. That kill parasites. And a few other things. We're not gonna have to go through that. But damn. A bay leaf. Oh man. Make your mouth water. Yo, boy, what's going on, Lance? What's happening? All right, y'all just pop back up. I don't know who's coming in. I'm trying to call everybody out. We ain't got no women coming in here, huh? It is Wednesday. They should really be in here instead of being in the day of confusion. The day of confusion. Sunday, Saturday. Wednesday. Saturday, Sunday. Wednesday. Day of confusion. Look, man, look. They have their shit. Some of us have ours. Alright? And one thing we know now, they're gonna keep making the same mistakes. There's no way around it. That's what my music's about. But these ones have dire consequences. So only people that's scared. That's all I can say. I'm gonna shed a little dream. Just a little bit of it.
Have any harm coming to them are those who
it's so damn clear. No surrender. No weight lesser. Me, no surrender. 3-pound pressure. No weight lesser. No surrender. It's getting there. Frozen solid. I don't want to break it. You know what I mean? Tossed up. You wrapped in a coca flame, by God, it's overdue. Your time is to the end. Locked out, solid without sin. You put me on the better, but just as the wind. The press is about to get rolled on. With some presses attached in a war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger popping like Farrakhan. Backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle. Who judges the hypocritical, cynical, with the political sinful. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Stink beetle, man. Don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand. I'm not to rake these eggshells up because the ravens will eat them sometimes. But I guess they gotta have the fluid in it. So I mean, it's good for a mulch and all that kind of stuff. Really good, especially compost for chickens. You don't want to feed chickens. You don't want to do that. The soil for flies and all that kind of stuff. No surrender, 3-pound pressure, no way lesser, drop your pressure, me no surrender, 3-pound pressure, no way lesser, drop your pressure, me no surrender.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I don't mean an ideal.
That stuff is sour, man.
Every day, every little thing.
It's about, I think it's about it's almost 8 ounces.
Everybody back off.
I'm trying to drink it all, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Want to be like Trump? Gimme. Push. Step. Crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stops.
Camille had a pretty good live. So it's the second part. I'm gonna advise y'all to go check it out. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate T and a whole lot of guys. Some of you, not a whole lot. A few of you actually share my material. I appreciate it. It shows up surprisingly at the time, and I appreciate it. It'd be nice to see everybody else too. It would help, because especially the ones who don't like to do it. As far as helping with ongoing affairs and events. It's funny. Like I've said this before. Racists, just people based on an ideology. It don't matter if they're in the family or not. Drugs or whatever. We already know what's going on there. We're the real biggest. And this is not to create division. All right, this is pointing out. This is based on facts, researchable facts. So all your feelings and emotions don't mean shit to me. Welfare recipients, whether it be Jews who are greedy and they shouldn't be getting it because the system allows them. A lot of pale skins, y'all still get a lot more than everybody else, and your numbers aren't greater than anybody else's. So that's not what I hate. But I would like to see most people get up off that crap. But as far as the bigger picture of it all, when we look at I'm gonna change it up a little bit because that could go down a humdrum thing as far as the dynamics or not, right? But with us being in our families a lot more still, as crazy as it sounds, with the things that the media shows you, which is not good. You would think it'd be a wake-up call for people to say, young men and young brothers and sisters, stop. Now there's enough out there doing it. Yet, when it comes to like who you are, I want to be real careful with this. Everything that's going on with the racist ideology and everything. The pale skins, if a police officer gets in trouble and they are legitimately wrong, these individuals will raise $500,000 in 2 weeks. We even had the Negroes. You know how much they raised for Kamala Harris who locked up people? Crazy. And the media tried to play like it didn't happen, but then we had a couple of brothers on the other side that's coming through and bring all the documents and files and it's made her look like the bastard that she is. So, with facts that, yeah, she's very racist. It doesn't matter who she slept with. Montel Williams was an ex-Navy officer, hot-headed, goofy, got a show, married to her. It's not a problem, but it's not a problem who he's married to, who he's in love with. The reality is, these individuals like Officer Tatum, he's a Gumba, a token nigga. They don't really support the brothers and sisters out here with positive things. They always look for the negative to negate themselves to be all right where they at. Yet, I respect those who have helped and assisted. You know, and it's not about whether it's, I know I need to trim my beard. It's not about whether it's chump change or crumbs. I appreciate everything. And you would think, with the little tiny bit of knowledge and my perception and how I can see things and how I see things, I don't care about the ignorant monkeys who come along and they feel like this, that, and other. Half of them don't have nothing anyway, but some of them are attempting to find something, but it's not conclusive, and they'll always come back around. And I respect that as well. It's hard in an abode of so many lies to say, well, what is true? You know, like I say, I've been talking about Tartaria since I was in middle school, elementary, before middle school. I was talking about it before I went to Mount Hebron. Like I stated, 6 years I got beat up pretty bad by my mother. I don't want you to hate her. I don't. And at 8, hearing everything, family reunions that we're going to, the family talking about things from the past, being at the library was my way of overcoming those fears of abuse and everything else. And it had me focus in a different direction. And you need to know there were librarians that have a code back then. It's a little different now. And they would pay attention to what people read. And whenever I would get books on these things, because art was my thing, and I would look at these buildings, and I remember Lackawanna Plaza and certain buildings that I saw that was questionable compared to the innate, non-ornamental, square, dysfunctional places of, I just felt the negative energy from it. And so I would always talk about, and how did I say tartar? I say tartar when I was young. All right, younger. Tartar is what I used to say. And most people would be like, what the hell is he talking, Miss Winston? You talking about that Tartaria again? Boy, I'm going to tell Mama Tina, get your ass up in that closet. You know what time it is? Yeah, in school. Tear my ass up. And then Mama Tina came down on us, said, you hit him again because he only went through about 5-6 years of child abuse. I'll kill you. Miss Winston, stop beating. I think that's around the time when they stopped whipping us in schools. You still had it every once in a while on abusive football, this, that, and other. But, you know, Mama Tina might have played a role in that. I have no clue. But I know for me it stopped. And I continue. But I learned not to speak on it a whole lot because most people didn't do. Just like in high school, I thought everybody knew we were the original people of this land, like Indian, whatever you want to call it. I was well engaged with, across my family and certain people, and, you know, the stars, I was well in tune with James Baldwin and a number of individuals. The old westerns we watched, we always saw us playing the Indian, and it was amazing to watch the change too. You know, there was a president who pushed for these Indians, these Native Americans to be put in our position. Y'all know? Are y'all aware of that? There's a bio on them, and it shows it. I don't know why Native Americans are too ignorant, and a lot of people in South America, not all, are very unaware of it. It's not dismissing who they are here or on the earth, because Tartary was a way for them to change all focus, to eradicate one people, because you got to remember, everywhere we built Tartary, it doesn't matter how you feel. And as far as the period of Egypt, that's based on Tartary too, because of energy, whether you like it or not. Whether it was to fight something and destroy it and create something to protect from it, or whether it was both at the same time, you would never know. Stop listening to the fake history, because they whitewashed it, didn't they? So what make you think phonetically they wouldn't change it? I'm just putting it out there. All right. So anyway, when it comes to these things, Jacques Cousteau and his son, right? They can raise money overnight, and they're already millionaires, billionaires, And then little old people like me who really want to give you more, and I don't have to go up to the Library of Congress, sit there and break out the old little square camera, take pictures of crap because you couldn't check the books out, and I'm not doing that no more. So I have a whole bunch of information. And you think people would be a little humble and be like, okay, well, you know, he's working to accomplish something. We already know that they're manipulating views and all that kind of stuff. And people say, well, if you do this, I'm not going to do all that. That's not what YouTube established. Because the enemy is control of the dynamic. And y'all work with the enemy. Not all of you, but a lot of you work with the enemy because you can't see past that. A lot of you move in the enemy's variable because you can't appease and be happy for one another. I don't get that. Now, I told you this is all a test. And I don't have to point out who's failing and who's not. And some would say, well, you mean donate $2. See, this is the ignorance. That has nothing to do with it. The test is your unyielding, your the way you conceptualize things, you know, and then how you lie or how you will make an excuse as if it's rational. Well, man, that's not rational. I'm drawing upon this because it's a big reality, because when you're dead and gone, it's not going to matter anyway, right? Could it matter? Think about this. Being able to say, hey, look, man, I partook in something. Because I acknowledge everybody. To me, everybody's a plank owner. Doesn't mean that you just get to come and lay on the floor. That's not how it works. But would I turn you away? I'm not a big mega church. You know, remember they didn't want to open the doors for flooded people, burn fire victims and all that? What kind of sick bastard does that when they can house a few thousand people? You said, no, that was me. I'd be like, man, let's turn this into some apartments. Let's get in here and get the same, some hammers. I'm gonna get the nails and everything with the ties, and we're gonna build rooms. And this church is no longer just a church. Now it's a mega home where we can have everything, food and everything. People can garden. Now we get back to the root. No, they're greedy and bastard-like. And some of you carry on that way. You can't conceptualize. You can't conceive of the simple things. Like I say, I can manipulate and I don't have to. But I can draw upon people, I can point fingers at you and say, look at you. And you want me to take you serious. As if I have to be sitting here saying, I'm going to read that. I'm going to get into this TartarianEmpire.com. This person did a magnificent job. Man, listen, you know, I skimmed through books real quick. I did the speed reading and all that. And I look for targeted things because I know what I'm looking for. And I said, I got to read this to my beloved people. But before that, I'm going to go ahead and do a little intro and everything. But I'm going to lay some foundation work. Because people have a hard time with consistency. Because throughout your day, there's a whole lot of things, chaotic things and apparitions and everything else that are meant to break that up. That plutonic relationship that we have gathered here. And you would say, well, damn, Rich, that's kind of preaching. No, it's not. I always say we're eternally bonded. And I see it not to be, I see it because it's reality. I see that it's not a competition. Put away your egos. It's like Peter Pan is a jinn, right? Y'all know Peter Pan was a jinnah. There was nothing beautiful about that. That's the reversal of Peter Pan. It's like Humperdinck, what was that, Mixel-Plixel, whatever, the Superman, the little thing to come, you say his name back, gotta give him, say his name forward. It's the same thing, okay? I'm taking a sip of this poison. It's not poison. I know I'm keep playing with beer, just I enjoy it. Anyway, right? And I know some people might feel like, oh, I'm embarrassed because I don't have that. It's not about what you have. It's about what's done with it. Imagine this. Tomorrow, you always say tomorrow is not promised. Well, tomorrow don't exist. Some of you say, well, I'm going to do this and next week. And we all come from that lineage, right, of ideology. You got to stop doing that. When someone said, well, no, there is no excuse. You're in the moment. Yesterday is the past. The future, you don't even know if it expires based on the narrative. Y'all know where the word future comes from anyway. Look it up later and we can get into that also. But I just find it very important, you know, and I know that people could help, but I just cannot see, are the black sheep, no, the black sheep aren't gullible. I believe I attract those who would consider themselves a black sheep because you see things differently. But if you're holding on to the old world, you're still going to be stubbornly ignorant and you're still going to be part of that Pacific ideology and denial. I want y'all to free yourselves and realize that I'm going to do good with it. And stop creating excuses you know nothing about. You're going to sit here and watch, and yet you're not going to allow yourself to. And then I'm going to set the Patreon up too. So maybe we'll get people outside to come over and they really want to have a conversation, talk major excrement and all that other stuff. So we can do that there without the censorship. So I've got to do it, okay? Because I have it here and it's still requiring me to. So I got to get my laptop, plug it in because I got to get a new battery for it. There's still some out there, but and members, I am going to share videos. I think I uploaded one. I don't know what's going on with you guys not going over there and looking. I mean, you're paid members, so please. And the more I see y'all over there and commenting and commenting, the more videos I upload. A lot. You know what I'm saying? Is it about the censorship? It doesn't matter if they censor it over there. It's where you guys could see it. And then when I discuss things over here, some of those videos aren't coming over here. Never. They'll never get to see them. Okay? Only a couple who've been there for a while. I say, well, I want people to see this because you guys don't really, you're not communicating, you're conversating. I don't know how you sit there and watch something and not, and this is a reality. And then some of you do comment, a few, and that's appreciated. This is important. And I know that people's lives, I know some of you are still fighting and battling demons or whatever you want to call it. You got a monkey on your back. I already gave you an idea what the monkey is, just like I told you Satan ain't what you think it is. It's nothing but a test. That's nothing to do with what you believe. It's what you think of things, running around there, evil babies. That's their narrative based on something that's a reality. But if you want to make that reality your truth, then you want to feed it energy, you want to create it again. But anyway, when TTT, I don't know what I told this cat, man, I was like, you don't want that being here. I was like, turn your head and stuff back on. No, you know, it's good to have that in case we're all going, whatever. You know, when you do things for the wrong reason, because your mind is staying, you don't want to correct it. You want to be the fallacy of what was created beforehand without better elevate yourself. You become that depravity, you become that lower existence, you become that ignoramus that you say you want to be. You better believe in this world, things are being shown, there are things that are corrected. So the fallacies of people's opulent position of behind the door, drama talking, more chaotic ideologies and theories that represent conspiracies and people acting in those theories or conspiracies are one and the same. Because you can't have a relation without one without the other. I don't see how y'all get there and you function as if that's normalcy if you want to be better than that. It's not about me being a smooth talker, my voice being a certain octaves. Forget all that. It's about what's being stated. Let's be clear. It's about what's yeah, well, I say it's clearly about what's being stated. Now, how you function with that, that's up to you. Everyone, what I always say, has, it's like I'm at a rap. Oh, everyone has a choice. Yeah, everyone has a choice. And someone say, well, my choice is I don't want to do that. Well, if you listen to the idiots who don't do shit anyway and got you licking their boots and sniffing their butthole, that's on you. If you're running behind them and picking up the same irrationality, who ain't doing shit for you, and if you was around them, will probably look at you like, why you here? I'm telling you the truth. You ought to hear some of the people that talk about some of those little meetings they had in Georgia and all that other stuff, you know, with these so-called Phoenix and all these other Native Americans. It was like, oh yeah, go back to the apartment. They all drinking and coking. You know, what is that? That's deplorable. That's not mature. That's not professional. Let's say we had something we got together and people can't pay to pay $25 to have a function. You better believe most of that fiat's going to be going into catering, excellent food. If I don't cook it, you better believe that it's going to go into pamphlets, very private, that shouldn't go out, informative material that they probably could destroy after they, and then a better way to actually follow their family and even make phone calls to have contact with individuals they have not talked to, and to be able to put people in a direction that will better equip them, and the people who are struggling, then maybe we can get something together and be able to do it where nobody gets paid but that individual to help them through whatever's going on. You don't see that. See, that's family, that's network, that's how we should be working, and people don't have to have a religion, don't have to have themselves and all these other incredible bullshit journeys, all right? Because most people do it because they want to gain something. Y'all not gonna pay my bills, and I can guarantee you, 2 or 3 of you couldn't pay my bills if you got together. What I'm saying is, for the benefit of I bought this book, right? But the fiat's still in the damn, in what you call it. I'm not waiting for it to get to a certain amount. Go. Usually when you get a certain amount, I put it in the other account, the blank account, and I'll be like, oh man, you know, even if I'm going out to purchase something, I'll be like, oh wait a minute, we'll put that in there because it's not clockwork. It's just me functioning. Like, do this, that, without giving, you know, entitlement to anybody else because this is what I've been doing all the time. That's paramount and indicative. It's paramount and indicative to who we were as a people. Everything that I'm talking about is not. You think Tartaria was built by people being stubborn, this, that, and other? Y'all say, well, it was no money then. Well, money, there ain't no money now. Everybody just moves in it because that's how they got everybody grafted in. You ever thought about that? How do you free yourself? Oh, I still gotta. You still hold yourself. You're still complicit. That's why most of you are where you're at now. And we got people who can't get their fucking heads together to make things right because they're dysfunctional and they don't want to be functional. Some people have this thing that binds them to this ideology and this way of movement, only if it's to satisfy them for the moment, not realizing there's a bigger picture at the end. It's not a game. You can't sit there and people take their whole lives and change it for a narrative that is bigger than a narrative, that adds to a narrative, that is complicit to making the narrative true and factual, showing that energy can go to a better place and think that there's no consequences. Okay? Well, anyway, we're going to get right into reading. This way, too, because it's still and I remember right. It's a quick read. It's going to be chapter 10. Do what you want. I know some people are like, nobody can tell me. I hear you. So we're in chapter 10. For those who remember, we're in the secret mission and the blue skin beings. I'm going to bring us a little closer so you can hear me. The sun's probably going to be in my face here in a little bit. As long as I can still see the screen, that's what matters. All right. It's level. Let me hit this one more time. See if this is I just got out of a big ass spaceship and kissed the ground. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I don't want to take from your drugs and your alcohol. All right? If you're eating on sardines and rice, I can dig it, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. What's up, mama? Yes, I got the book. I'm sure you didn't come and look at the video, did you? That's what barbecue do to you. Yeah, I'm gonna read it. Read a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh, this book right here. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's about $55, $60. Some places $75. I got it for $55. All right. Some of you might be able to find. You might be able to find it even in another place. You know what I'm saying? It's a little cheaper. I don't know. But like I said, I got this overseas. So. Anyway, chapter 10, the secret mission in the blue skin. Anybody else coming? Anybody else come in? Make sure I can hear me. Dev, I got you. Lance. Carrie, what's up, mama? It feels good. Did y'all tell them about, didn't I ask y'all to do something when people come in with the H word? I don't give a damn if they're young or old. First of all, they're young, they ain't supposed to be here because this is not for youngins. But we know that's all bull crap with YouTube, right? They want to be in control. All right? What I tell y'all, tell these individuals when they come in there with that, you know, I got your word right. Let them know. That's some old fake ass. We don't want to see that howdy doody bull crap. You know that. We don't. Yeah, there. Take that somewhere else, bot or whatever. Anyway, chapter 10, the secret mission and the blue-skinned beings. I fell asleep after reflecting deeply about this whole experience. I was looking for the sense. I started to doubt about Clark, about his company, about why they didn't answer my calls before taking my flights. I even started to doubt about my partner in my company. What would this company, Corpus Etericon, be? Maybe I should have done a deeper research and not be guided so much by other people. And a lot of negative thoughts invaded my mind, and it was not for less. Since I was in an uncertain destination without communication and far away from home, I dozed for a while without really being able to sleep deeply, and there was a knock on the door of my room, the one I shared with Renan. We were both indignant, and one increased the indignation of the other. From the other side entered a person that we had not seen before. He had a very strange aspect, military clothing, but not the common one, but one that I had never seen. His insignia was not known either. He spoke to us in a very harsh English, commenting that we should leave the room and follow. Excuse the wind, I don't have a fuzzy. I could have put a fuzzy on the microphone to hack some of that out, so my apologies. Anyway, he spoke to us in a very harsh English, commenting that he would leave the room and follow him. We took our things and left for outside. There were only the two of us, and the other four of the group did not appear there. We asked this person several times about the rest of our group, and he commented the following: Your companions have another mission. Mission? We said in unison. If the wind keeps going, if the wind's too much, I'll move over there. There's no wind at all. We can do that. Is the wind too much? See how long it takes them to test. It's too much, or it's not. Holding y'all's comments down or something. Anybody that comes here and hits the like and leave, don't do it. Just stay the fuck away. Come here, sit down, and listen. All right? Let me know you can catch it later because it's important. All right? I'm gonna ask y'all one more time. Is the wind too much, or can you hear me all right? The wind still in your voice? All right, move over here. Hold on. Keep it real simple. Yeah, you know how it is with this man-made goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, you know? And it shouldn't be too bad over here. All right? A little red chair there. It might blow, but it won't be too bad. You know what I mean? Yeah, over here it's kind of retarded. It's retarded as all Jesus. Put that right there. Let me get my tea, finish that up. It's kind of retarded, it really is. Ooh, I can't make these damn chicken wings and shit. It's gonna be good eating. How about now? How's that? I mean, it's still wind, but can you hear me now? Is it all right? I appreciate that all. I don't know what's wrong with everybody else. Fuck, like I'm gonna take your power or something. What the fuck? Hold on, I'm here in spirit. Pine tree background. Okay, appreciate it. Yeah, I changed it up. You can see the truck, da. So how is it now? Is it better? All right, appreciate it. Okay, let me get back to reading. So again, we asked this person several times about the rest of our group, and he commented the following: Your companions have another mission. Mission? Question mark. And we said in unison along with Renan. What mission? The strange man spoke again. Now you also have a mission, but please enter this dome to be informed. We looked at each other with Renan, and not really wanting to enter anywhere, but what else could we do? My partner had no patience whatsoever and had already proven it, but he entered first with no little desire. Upon entering and descending the stairs, we found ourselves in a kind of military hangar where there were easily 15 or 20 people. Some military, others in white smocks. he imagined scientists. Others were operating large computers, and in the background, some men with dark balaclavas, right? Little masks, okay? But their skin seemed to be of a bluish color. If there was a stranger panorama that my mind could imagine, it was nothing like what we were living. We looked at each other with Rhiannon, without understanding absolutely nothing, and we simply did not believe what our eyes were seeing. The man who guided us here then told us to sit and wait, and that they would be here soon. We stayed in a small room inside that same hangar, waiting while our confused minds tried to process what we had seen. We didn't even want to externalize it with words. Sometimes you need to put the words away and just, you know what I mean? Anyway, long minutes had passed and no one came for us. We didn't really care so much about the wait. It was more the uncertainty of not knowing what was going on in there. And who were those blue-skinned beings that we had seen wearing a kind of black mask, a baklava, right? That at first I imagined it was some kind of balaclava. But then we analyzed it with Rhiannon, and it looked more like a kind of mask. Neither of us dared to leave there to observe a little more, but much less after the problems we had been having with the military up there. From one moment to the next person, to the next, it has an A before it, but I'm cutting it out, person, that's crazy, who called himself Saul, appeared and asked us to stay calm. Without even asking him anything, he informed us that it was common to panic, feel fear, or any other similar sensation, but that we should get used to it as the days went by. That's when I decided to interrupt him. Sir, we don't understand anything of what is happening. We were brought here on a simple tourist trip and through a company. And the military man, now with another tone, interrupted me, saying, well, it seems to me very well. Surely you speak to me of corpus etricum. Am I right? And we both nodded our heads. I need you to understand the seriousness and commitment of this matter. Damn chigger. Saul said again, adding, this is where it's going to happen. Then he said, things are going to happen here that you may never have seen before, and beings will come that have never passed through your eyes before either. What kind of beings? We asked, almost in unison, along with Rhiannon. Beings you will meet later, but now pay attention, please. Our faces showed dread by then, and clearly Saul could tell. I imagine it was a situation to feel that way. What had we really gotten ourselves into? Question mark. We should be walking around and taking pictures of the Antarctic Peninsula, and now we're stuck in a hangar underground and surrounded by bluish beings. Ooh-wee. Now, chapter 11 is we are in a war zone, and you remember when I read the first two books going back over a year ago, almost 2 years, by Claudio Naselli. So we'll be getting chapter 11 next. Yeah, that's fine. Put it right there. So now I'm gonna hold it up to the light. You can see it a little better. I know it's got some coconut oil on it. It's all right. It's my book, goddamn. Right here is baby girl. Okay, hey, check this out, baby girl. Slaughter. Ooh, and oh, the pictures up in here. Oh my goodness, it takes me back to when I was looking at them in the 70s. Damn. Boy. So let's go ahead. Let me read the back. Was there a highly advanced civilization whose history has been erased from our collective memory? What if everything we were taught about antiquity is a lie? What if the grand architecture of our world is older and more mysterious than we ever imagined? Tartaria, Tartar, as I stated when I was a young little, before I even became 11 years old, Tartar. Full hidden history unlocked delves into the discovery of Tartaria, a lost superpower that once spanned continents. Explore how this enigmatic civilization mastered frequency, copper, and free energy to build awe-inspiring cities. All right. So inside here, this individual states the truth. You'll find the truth behind star forts, world fairs, and mud floods, the mysteries of Tartarian architecture and ancient technologies, theories on the suppression of our hidden history, and prepare to expand your mind as we explore the vast and hidden heritage of humanity. Now, this could be Jesuits, people who know that everything's about to end. We're going to divulge and give a little bit. It could be somebody who's been watching some of our videos, or mine, or whoever's, right? It doesn't matter. See, we need to get past that state and look at the material and information that we have. Okay? Hold on. Now you got to remember, this is a compilation of information. Okay, and it's well put together. Like, yeah, it makes me think some Jesuits got together and they said, "Go ahead and give them the information. They ain't gonna be around here long enough anyway." I'm just stating a fact that may be a fact. Okay. If you want to know who's by and all that other stuff, pull it up. You're going to have a hard time finding it, okay? Because the book is actually TartarianEmpire.com if you want to know any more. So, let's get into it. I'm not going to do all the index stuff and all that blah, 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 blah. Okay? Make sure I read all this. So, the spark behind the book, okay? 3 decades ago, I left the Caribbean, and Caracal, you know, with the QAO, Caracal, I forgot how to pronounce it, and moved to a small village, a place unlike any other I had seen before. It was a hidden gem built by migrants, functioning like its own small nation. We had our own economy, our own stores, and most importantly, our own rhythm. Now, this might make you look at all these different governments and have you realize something. It was a community built on unity, simplicity, and self-reliance. In a world that often feels disconnected, this place was proof that harmony and independence were still possible. But peace rarely lasts in a world driven by control. Eventually, the government decided that our village could no longer exist as it was. And piece by piece, it was dismantled, not just physically, but spiritually. We were scattered, pushed into a modern world that was louder, faster, and far more disconnected. I found myself in a city filled with towering cathedrals, monumental government buildings, and they're not government buildings, and structures that felt out of place in both time and logic. I started noticing things. This book is heavy too, y'all. It's about a good 3 pounds. I started noticing things, windows buried beneath the ground, buildings far too advanced for the time they were supposedly built, and architecture that seemed to follow patterns I couldn't yet explain. Who really built these structures? Why do so many ancient buildings carry the same design elements across different continents? And why does history seem to repeat certain patterns, not in coincidence, but in design? The answers began surfacing unexpectedly. A friend of mine uncovered a mysterious artifact. It wasn't just the object itself, but the energy that came with it. It stirred something inside me. It was as if my soul remembered something my mind had forgotten. Around the same time, TikTok and other platforms started flooding with hidden history content. Y'all know Foul Wow and all those. We got your ass now. Oh my, anyway, right? He just disappeared. One name kept popping up again and again, Tartaria. At first, I thought it was just another theory, but the deeper I dove, the more things aligned. Ancient maps, star forts, suppressed inventions, and the idea of a global civilization wiped clean. Obviously from history, right? From mainstream memory. I like how you did that. All of it resonated deeply. What if history as we know it is not just incomplete, but deliberately rewritten? This book is not a collection of theories. It's a journey, my journey through forgotten truths, real discoveries, and unexplained knowledge. It's the result of the countless hours spent researching, cross-referencing, and reflecting. But more than that, it's a call for you to look again, to question what you were taught, to feel what your ancestors might be trying to tell you through your DNA, your dreams, and your intuition. I think this guy was listening to me, or a girl, or whatever. Tartaria, okay, there's a name in there, you can look it up. Tartaria may not be taught in schools, but its traces are all around us if you're willing to see. This is just the beginning. P.S. This is my first book. I hope you enjoy it. Now, for more information, you could just visit TartariaEmpire.com and join the journey with this individual if you choose. We've been talking about Tartary, and if he wanted to, he can come visit and sit down. And now I know he's got a lot of good information in here, but yeah, this is a visual journey as well. He set up a lot of stuff. He took his time. This is somebody, like I said, who took their time and really, got deep into this. Now, this is not just a book, it's a reclamation. And within these pages, you'll encounter ancient maps that don't match modern borders, cities that weren't built but uncovered, and civilizations that have been erased from collective memory. All right? This is your compass for exploring a world before the reset. Now, and here it says what we already covered, you'll discover. And you can go even deeper on certain, as far as his website and stuff like that, which HTTP, the semicolon / Tartarianempire.com, all right? And its products, materials, it all pull up, okay? So, need to know before book starts. Now, geological evidence, what the Earth tells us, common geological questions raised, and we'll go through these. I just wanted to bring you in and let you know that I was reading this, like I said, a little bit last night when I woke up, and this AM, I was just running through this. As far as what people think they know of carbon dating but don't want to research it, like right here it states, the tools of time are tools of control. Two of the most relied upon tools for dating history are radiocarbon dating and stratigraphy. Stratigraph. I can't even get the word out. What? How do you say it? STRTIGRAPHY. Oh my goodness. Stratigraphy, something like that. Anyway. So both are essential in constructing historical timelines, but both have limitations and inconsistencies that spark controversy. Well, as far as radiocarbon dating, C14, right? Carbon dating measures the decay of radioactive carbon isotopes in organic materials. It is considered accurate up to around 50,000 years, but it comes with significant challenges. As first bullet point, organic material must be present. Many buildings, domes, and metallic artifacts from Tartary lack this. Bullet point 2, contamination. From groundwater, modern materials or preservation techniques can corrupt those results. And bullet point 3, calibration curves used to correct radiocarbon data are based on assumptions about solar activity and atmospheric carbon levels, variables that may have fluctuated wildly after a cataclysmic event like the mud flood and the freezing, to which in the 1700s there was no polar caps and no ice out there. Notably, multiple Tartarian-era buildings like cathedrals in Eastern Europe or star forts in Africa have no carbon dating on record because they are stone, block, brick, or composite. Instead, their construction dates rely on historical documentation, to which they destroyed and hid, which as mud flood theorists argue, may have been rewritten post-reset stratigraphy studies layers of soil and sediment to establish, may have been rewritten post-reset. Now, as far as stratigraphy, right? Stratigraphy studies layers of soil and sediment to establish relative timelines. Older layers are deeper, and newer ones stack on top unless disrupted. Now, in the mud flood, supporters point to examples, right? Or bullet point 1, silt layers engulf entire street levels, yet the sediment shows no trace of natural waterborne layering. For example, alluvial fans or delta formations. Bullet point 2, artifacts from different centuries appear in the same strata, violating stratigraphic logic. And bullet point 3, foundation stones, pavements, and doorways exist below original ground levels with no apparent reconstruction. These anomalies suggest a rapid, unnatural deposit of material consistent with a sudden burial event rather than natural sedimentation over centuries. Man, that's powerful. Now, the curious case of urban excavation. When modern cities dig for plumbing, transit systems, or foundations, they often uncover, bullet point 1, entire first floors of buildings buried beneath the current ground. Bullet point 2, archways, staircases, and even shops that show signs of prior use before burial. Bullet point 3, consistent mud depth across cities without signs of erosion or decay between layers. That means very sudden. Okay? Bullet point 4. Edinburgh, Scotland. You got your ears now? Edinburgh, Scotland. The underground city contains streets, homes, and shops buried and forgotten. I've been to a few. Edinburgh, Scotland. Remember I asked you all about 12 rows? Nobody responded. Nobody said nothing yet. I'm not surprised. Bullet point 5. Paris, France. Gay Paris. Levels beneath the catacombs reveal architecture beneath older architecture. Bullet point 6. St. Petersburg, Russia, or Prussia, or Georgia, whatever you want to call it. Buildings buried halfway with basements functioning as the new ground floor. Wow. Motherfucker did a good job. Now, could the earth hold the mud floods proof? Well, in light of these patterns, we must ask. Bullet point 1. Did a worldwide energetic discharge or weapon liquefy topsoil, as some theorists claim? Bullet point 2. Was the early 1800s the real timeline for the planetary reset, a fact obscured by latter empires? Bullet point 3. Why do geology and history textbooks avoid addressing these burial floors, sealed doors, and forgotten street levels? Well, you can't have control if everybody knows the truth. Then the idiots fighting on these goofy ass wars and people cutting off people's heads for religion, not knowing that the bloodline wouldn't be doing the dumb things they're doing, while these bastards sit there looking at you saying you're not worth living because you don't even know the truth, because they're so corrupted in their other things that may be utilizing them. I'll read one more, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about my dream. All right, real dream. Final thought. Data doesn't lie, but interpretations can, as you very well know. Science gives us tools, but tools depend on those who wield them. While the establishment uses geology and dating to maintain historical continuity, anomalies in the layers of earth and time beg for a new interpretation. Perhaps the mud flood is more than a theory, obviously. Perhaps it's a scientifically supported event hidden in plain sight, buried beneath our cities and our consciousness. And perhaps it's time we dig a little deeper, literally and metaphorically. Now, certainly, here are references to studies and articles that provide insights into geological evidence, as well as discussions on carbon dating and stratigraphy. Yeah, I have to literally spell it out. It's a word I never heard of. Geological evidence, bullet point 1, identification of mud flood layers within stalagmites. This study examines mud layers within limestone stalagmites as evidence of historical cave flood events, which could be pertinent to understanding sediment deposition, deposits, or deposit ton events, and RSPNS. Bullet point 2, carbon dating and stratigraphy. I wish somebody would say it for me. I would say stratigraphy, right? But it's stratigraphy. Like maybe that's the word. I don't know. I'll look it up and listen to it. Bullet point 2, radiocarbon dating explained. As an overview of radiocarbon dating, detailing its methodology, and applications in determining the age of organic materials. Okay. Now that's University of Chicago news. I'm well aware of that. And I did some research on that about 12, 13 years ago. Okay. Now this one right here, bullet point 3, radiocarbon dating and microarchaeology. This is why I used to argue with people talking about that radiocarbon and all the DNA. Man, if you don't get away from me, and I would point out factors. This this research integrates fieldwork, stratigraphy, and microarchaeology analysis with extensive radiocarbon dating to date monumental structures to specific time frames, highlighting the precision and challenges of these methods. And that's with the PMC again. Bullet point 4, Viking bones contradict carbon-14 assumption. An article discussing a case where radiocarbon dating of Viking bones led to controversial Vikings is bullshit narrative. All right, controversies illustrating potential challenges and considerations in carbon dating methodologies, which is, as you know, ICR. And these resources provide a foundation for understanding the scientific methods and database or debates related to geological events and dating techniques. Somebody upset with me before and says, yeah, this whole narrative, Vikings, Greeks, all that's bullshit. It's from a different time. You have, in this world you live at, you have multiple different timelines compiled together to paint some forensic bullshit story not so long ago. Don't worry about time. Don't worry about then. Worry about what's being found and what you do with it. Somebody said, well, you said you forget the past. How can you remember the past when you can't even remember how you what direction you wiped your ass yesterday? What I'm pointing out, they've hit it so well, so everybody's in this state of chaos, and because energy's messed up, and they doing it, and to keep you away from it. So if you don't know how to listen, apply yourself and free yourself. That's what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about why some of y'all have a hard time donating to the Cashapp, $1, it don't matter, because I'm going to put it to good use, even if it's purchasing books, but also to help with tools and stuff. I mean, I know the ignoramus would be like, why don't you hit your daughter? Or why don't you? No, why don't you learn how to live? And we all walk beside each other and appreciate that. See what I'm saying? Information. We don't take it to build upon ourselves for fiat. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not saying pay me for information. I'm saying, hey, look, the further, because some people say you paying them to go. Everything that people are finding, you donating to $1, whatever they're doing, it's just easy for you to find as well. You ain't got to pay nobody. But I'm saying, as far as my time and what we're doing, for everybody to be involved, it's a commonality of coming together. That's all I'm saying. Right there, right, T? That's all it is, right, bro? Yo, T. T. He went to get his walk. Yeah, he just went to get his walk. Yeah, he's over there. So, yeah, but you see what I'm saying? When we talk, we discuss this stuff all the time in a way that's a merger of mentalities, not subjugation and control. Everyone has a choice. Anyway, I saw him with a read for now, and it goes deep. Oh, my goodness. When we start getting in the middle, oh, my goodness. The information. And if you want to follow along suit, I can tell you, go to the site, and you can pull up these pictures, and you can actually have them. Hey, Westside, what's up, beloved? You can see them. Hey, Sharon, what's up, Mom? Mama? Wish I wasn't at work. Loud background noise. What I do here? Oh, it's still back. Oh, background. Oh, over there. Okay, I figured maybe I said be a little louder. You know what I'm saying? DeAndre, what's going on, beloved? What's happening? T-Bone's out walk. Love and respect, everyone. You made my day, brother. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, huh? All right. I want to see. Win a lot. I'm here in spirit. Okay, I hear you, Mama. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me when I was reading. You know what I mean? Let me taste this before I put it back in the fridge. I want to make sure it's right. I can't drink it. I got to finish the damn tea. I'm going to get to making that, seasoning up that chicken and getting them fries cut and ready. I can smell them. Put this in the freezer. I'll be right back. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Lord, 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 Lord. Yes, Lord, 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 Lord. Yes, yes, Lord, 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 Lord. Oh, my watermelon's about ready. Oh, shit. Yeah, okay, you on the side over there? Okay. No, I'm right here. What? No, I was talking about something, talking about how, we get together phonetically in mind and state and walk together. And I was trying to get them to see that even with that, we can all do that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And how we have those conversations, those deep conversations, and most people don't know it, Because I don't want to think that I'm just making something up and just get a damn dollar. That ain't worth shit anyway. You know what I mean? That sun feel good, right? Yeah, I'm gonna take this thing off and let my damn bald head ass get it. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta go ahead and start getting this chicken and stuff together and getting them fries cut up and seasoned and soaking. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate everybody. Oh, damn, I can't even see y'all now. I stood up in the sun. The wind's still in your... Oh, yeah, that was early. Okay, let me see. Hold on. Can't wait to get the book as well. You already know, Mama. Absolutely. Hey, Haas, what's going on, fam? Yeah, I'm about to get off of here about an hour and 20 minutes or so. But the book is an excellent read. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to read more to it, and we're going to finish the... I think Claude Naselli is supposed to have another book out. I have the PDF. I don't like doing that. You know what I'm saying? I would prefer, I actually had to pay for it. I would prefer to have the book. So he's few of them, but it takes time. He's hit a home run with this. I think somebody's trying to make a movie or something. Yeah, they're going to whitewash it because that's how stupid some of these Jews are. But anyway, these fake Jews. I'm not saying that we hate. It's just a reality. You know what I mean? They can never be who we were or who we are. And they can't rewrite history even though they've done it for a short stint. And what they plan on doing next ain't even going to happen. Now, as far as the dream goes, something came at me. Not after. No, I don't have to feel like that. Motherfucker, waterboard and all that. I'm not even living that way. And I can give it up in a heart. I can give it up in a matter of a second. Less than that. It was weird. I remember I was walking and it was walking beside me. And it put his finger on the top of my head or whatever the fuck it was. And it just said, they know nothing. And it wasn't like a body, and it wasn't like it was not a body. It was like everyone. In one voice, it was like I can't say everything. It was like, you know the Christmas tree, right? Y'all know what the actual name of the Christmas tree is? We know it's not a Christmas tree, you know it's a pine. You know it can grow up, be bigger, taller than the redwoods. I think one of the biggest ones was over 400 feet. Girth around the waist, anywhere from 30 to 40 feet. So y'all chop down a tree for a fake ass holiday. Just listen. To throw out on a curb, to burn, to destroy. And that thing is a remnant. It's like the voice, it was bigger than what we consider big. Big ain't nothing. It really ain't nothing, but it's bigger than anything that you can imagine. It was it said I'll know when. That's all. But that is stupid, man. People are doing dumb shit, okay? Those, oh man. And then I wasn't walking on the ground, or I wasn't walking on anything. I was walking, like moving, wasn't moving. And I just felt the weight of his finger, whatever was on top of my head. My neck wasn't scrunched down, but I just felt the weight of it. And I was like, and it says they have no, and I think it's talking, these voices, all these one voice, but it was like many, I don't know if there's you can't put a number on this shit. That's all I'm saying. That's all I know. Oh well. I'm I'm not gonna say talking about navigating through all the crap I said before about got it figured out, they lead, misled, all that don't matter. It's like I don't know. That's what it says. And I saw these one of the bad faces. These are the faces. It was not like I'm saying faces. It was like it was all these. There's no number. It was just so much. It was just like. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. There you go. Man, I don't know how to say it, man. I don't know how to. All these people are being trained to be dumb, man. They're signing on, partaking in things, and it doesn't matter what's really going on or happening. All right. Anyway, yeah, I don't gonna say I ain't say shit. No, just know this, man. Everyone has a choice, man. Everything you do, you have a choice. They would tell you in secret that you don't. Even they have a choice. Some poor choice-making motherfuckers out here in this world. Real fucking stupid. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. If you're donating, I'll holler you, shout you out later on, whatever. We're gonna come back and we're gonna read something 6 o'clock. Westside's talking about he wants to go live, so we'll see what happens with that. But I'll see you guys then. Right? So remember, yeah, it was 6 o'clock. Westside should have his stuff up. He should be on time, and look for him, Westside Cooley. And I'll come long before that, and might read something or have a little discussion about some things. All right. So I appreciate you guys. All right. Stop moving along in the mentality of this world. Free your fucking selves, man. Because ain't none of you doing anything else. None of you going to be able to fight. Look, man, I'm not even going to say nothing about all that. All right. So, see you guys later.